I gotta buy some more water, boy. Brand new YD 100 we have here. What you on there? She got a big old head. You know, it's pretty cool. It's during the break-in period. You know, I love it though. You know, we gotta we gotta thank all the enthusiasts out there on YouTube that loves putting these things together, and I'm definitely one of them. I'm definitely one of them. Yeah. So what I want to do is finish wiring up real good and better than what I got it. This is just for testing reasons. Nothing much though. It's nothing too crazy, but definitely not the way I want it to be sitting. And this definitely on the crank is stamped as the YD 100. So it's official. And I know that these particular motors go through heating issues, so they kind of that you use 16 to 1. I never heard of using that much oil in these small engines, or any engine if you ask me. 16 to 1. And if anyone out there has one of these bikes with ID 100 and you just bought the kit and you going through your break-in period, how much oil are you guys putting into the gas for your perfect mix? Is it 16 to 1? Is it 50 to 1? Is it 40 to 1? Is it 32 to 1? Is it 20 to 1? Now I'm using 40 to 1. I think that's 3.2 ounces in 1 gallon mixed fuel. And I'm pretty much taking it easy on the throttling. Right now, as we all know, once you get these motors out of the box brand new, they're gonna have to go through that break-in period. You just can't jam on the throttle. You just can't punch it and, what they call it back in the day, jack rabbit. I don't know. But all jokes aside, you gotta take it easy on the throttle because these motors go through overheating issues where you can pretty much blow the top end up, such as the piston just swelling up and getting stuck, and you don't want that to happen while driving this thing in operation. So I'm trying to see how many miles it take to put on this thing before you actually do the braking. I guess they say 2 fill-ups, 2 gas tanks full, maybe 3, I don't know. And like I said, I'm using 40 to 1, but someone recommend online that I ran into on this video, they say they use 16 to 1, recommended for the YD 100. I'm not sure if there's being recommended as that much oil for any other engine kits out there, but for the YD 100, 16 to 1 mixed fuel oil. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of oil, man. That's a lot of oil, man. So I'm working on this thing daily, weekly, about to be monthly. And we have just under 3 miles on this thing. It's about to hit 3 miles. And it's going right with the motor on the mileage. I'm not really worrying about the speedometer. It's probably not accurate, but I'm using it as the mileage. How many miles can I get out of this motor? And how long can I take care of it? I'm looking to take care of this thing as long as I got it, but I will sell it to someone that's willing to buy, and I would just build me another one. We got us another, well, I got me another exhaust coming soon for this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do an exhaust upgrade and put a little expansion pack on there and give it more breathable air and let it do its thing when climbing hills more like with more acceleration, I guess top end speed. But I've been building these things for a long time, y'all. I mean, I don't know how many of y'all out there listening, but I've been doing this as a hobby for a long time, but I fell off for a long time because what they call it, the tariffs. I can't pronounce that word right, but it made the prices go up all around America. You know what I mean? So it was a hobby of mine, something I love to do. Whenever I get into building another bike project, I would purchase the engines dirt cheap. But they're not dirt cheap anymore. They're going for like almost $200 and on up. Like you can buy these now for like $140, $150. Maybe the best ones would be $200, almost $300 for the greatest ones, you know. But I got this engine kit just under $200, but it was still almost $200. That's higher than anything I ever purchased when it comes to an engine kit for a bicycle, motorized bicycle. But I'm getting used to it. I'm getting back used to it because I want to start me a little business of fixing these things up and getting them to ride good and selling them to somebody that's in need of one and starting over again. Maybe I put them on eBay. Maybe I give one away right here on YouTube. You know what I mean? To someone that really wants one and doesn't mind having whichever one I bring up to give away. Maybe, just maybe, whatever goes on. But just for the overheating issues, I have a cooling fan here. It's gonna pull all the air from up top while I'm driving, and it's gonna be blowing down right on the engine. Especially when I get to a red light, it's gonna be blowing right down on top of the motor. 12 volts, and it blows really, really, really hard. It pulls a lot of air in there. You can feel it on the ground. You know what I mean? It's just moving stuff around on the ground. You can see little papers flying around. It's real strong. What I mean, you know. Yankees for me, and I don't want. I feel you, man. Your opinion matters. You are somebody, and I don't judge you on that, man. So yeah, hey, if it's not for you, it's not for you, man. You feel me? Welcome to the live. Explaining what more I'm going to do to this bicycle right here, aka motorized bicycle. We got the new exhaust coming in. I might update the carburetor. I don't know. We already going with the Magnum rims in the back, and we have a 36 tooth and the original. Well, got a nice sturdy tensioner set up here. Chain not coming off no time soon, and she rolls freely. Ivy, it's all right. Once we get everything going, this is going to be a decent riding machine around local towns. We're talking about average speeds from let's go right now to the get around. You know what I mean? However fast that is, you're going to get there. You know, keeping it classified. I just don't know what the numbers are when it comes to top end speed for this engine. But I imagine it might be around 27 and 30 miles per hour. And that's faster than just pedaling around at 10 and 15 miles per hour going straight before you get tired and need a bottle of water. But it's still good for you. I do like to pedal. Hey man, I'm back at it again, Roy. I'm back at it again, man. This is my first project in a long time, long time. I do got another project, but it is in the needs of new works. And right now I'm working on this project right here, YD 100cc. It's probably not a true 100cc. What they call it is like a 79 or 80 with a bigger bore head, bigger piston, whatever. I don't know how to really explain it, but it's somewhere in there where that's correct of how I say it. This is good stuff, man, because the way how gas prices keep fluctuating up and down and higher than it goes down, this can save you a lot of gas if you're in need of just not riding your car to down the street and come back home and end up burning more than a gallon of gas. Depending on how your engine is running, you will have one of these in your backyard or on your porch or in your home ready for your next day for a ride out. Pretty good stuff to have. Material wise, something to save you money in your pocket gas wise. It's good to have one of these for a secondary get around whenever you need it. It's going to be there for you. You know what I mean? Especially after you put in the work, it's going to pay off. For sure, for sure. Not just coming from me, but it's going to be others other than myself. Going to tell you guys pretty much the same, but probably can explain better than what I can explain today on this video. Oh, yeah. Your headlights kick. Unlucky for me, my headlight, well, my tail light pretty much falling off. But I do have a headlight. And it works. It's really bright. LEDs. Got 4 LED little light bulbs in there, but they real bright like high beams. You know what I mean? Got a little horn on there too. Meep meep. The best thing I like about this setup is my cooling fan. You guys gonna probably see this bike again on another video, and I'm gonna be pretty much talking about this fan and how it works. See, I already tested the fan pretty much after taking it for a 15 to 20 minute ride up the street for a test drive, just to see how it rides and get a feel of it. And then I bring it back down to where I'm currently are right now, and I turned the fan on. It took just about 3 to 5 minutes to cool the top of this head off using 12-volt battery off a scooter battery. You guys know how small them batteries are. I'll use one of those and push 12 volts through this thing, and it cooled the top end of that head off in like 5 minutes. No more, no less than 5 minutes, no more than 10 minutes. It's quick. And I had another bike side by side. You know what I mean? I had my brother's bike sitting next to it, and we took the same trip around the neighborhood, and we both parked at the same time. But he got another engine kit on his bicycle, but they were both at high temperatures when we parked them and turned them off at the same time. I turned the fan on this particular bike, and I kept filling on top of his bike just to see how hot it is. This one cooled down faster than the other one. It was hot to the touch of the hand. As soon as you put your hand on it, it would burn the crap out of you, but it was cool in like 2 to 3 minutes. It was cool to the touch where you can put your hand on it, but it was still warm. It was still warm. It was still hot. It was like warm hot, but not too hot where you can't put your hand on top of the head. You know what I mean? But you walk over to my brother's bike, and the engine is still hot on top of the head. It's just real hot to the touch. As soon as you put your hand on it, it's still hot. And this is 5 to 6 minutes later. And if I didn't have the fan running, the top of the head on this engine would still be the same as the engine on his bike. Still hot 5 to 6 minutes later. And it's cool to have an engine cooled by an air cooler, aka just a fan that you guys can fit onto your bicycles to cool that head down in hot weathers. You know what I mean? Probably don't weather, and it don't really matter in the winter because it's cool enough outside. But when it's hot outside in the summer, and you're just going for a quick trip to the store, and by the time you get there, the top of the engine head is real hot. I mean, it's made for it. I get it. I really do get it. But I'm all about keeping the engine cool as possible, so I can get more ride time out of it, so I can get longer mileage out of it. You know what I mean? I'm all about cooling that thing down as quickly as possible. So by the time you go in the store and come out, it'll be like probably 1 to 2% cooler, you know, on the time you guys got there, or anybody get to the store, including myself. It's good to have a little cooling system on your bicycles. Get one as soon as you guys can. Everybody builds are different. I like to see you guys builds out there. This is one of mine. It's not the greatest, but you guys could definitely rank me on this by putting in the comments if it's something nice to you guys by how you see it now. And it's not even done yet, you know what I mean? I think I'm gonna go ahead with a 4 liter gas tank and put on this thing. Right now this is a 2 liter. I thought about the 3 liter, but I'm gonna go right ahead with the 4 liter. Put a little 4 liter on there. That's equivalent to 1 gallon. You know, and you get more than 100 miles out of it. I think so. I really do think so. But let's put it like this: you won't be putting no more gas in that gas tank for more than 2 days. It'll take about 3 to 4 days to put more gas in that gas tank, and that's something nice, yo. Because right now I can fill this 2 liter gas tank up, and I'm gonna need gas in the same day. I'm gonna be right at the gas station the same day. I'm gonna be at least 2 to 3 times a day at the gas station riding this thing normally. Just being normal on it, riding it 2 to 3 times, or always putting gas in it at least three, let's just say 2 to 4 times a day with this 2 liter. Before the nighttime comes around, I'm done riding it. I done filled it up at least 3, 4 times. But with a 4 liter, it only takes one time for the next 2 to 3 days. For the next 2 to 3 days, you just good with a 4 liter, the equivalent to 1 gallon of gas. You know what I mean? But it also depends on your area. Like in my area right now here in South Carolina, we have a lot of hills. So that does burn gas with all the hard pressure and, the RPMs pushing and all the gas it requires to get up that hill, to the top, but it's nice how you get up to 20 and 25 and 27 miles per hour, better 30 miles per hour going uphill. But right now, this thing is in break-in period. She's bogging a lot. She's four-stroking. And right now, my new update that I can think about right now is to change that exhaust. And I'm going to put a new exhaust kit on this baby. And we're going to start her up, and we're going to make sure we go live so you guys can hear how it sounds right along here with me. You know what I mean? And you guys are more than welcome to catch me when I go live when it comes to these type of videos, because this is my hobby. I love building these things. I love just killing time with these things and, just enjoying the day. Getting tired, you know what I mean? Being productive and, just staying busy. Just staying busy. And by the time I get done putting together, it's just riding it, enjoying everything I done did hard to it. Hard work and effort. Just enjoy the moment, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the time, and just go with the flow. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and do another video for you guys when I put the exhaust on here, and I'm going to do it live. I might do it live, but the reason why I say I might is because I know I got bad reception. I got bad network out here, so I might just do a video on my phone and just post it. I'm not sure yet. I haven't made up my mind, but I'm going to definitely figure it out. We got a YD 100cc right here, y'all, and we are putting it together daily, weekly, and almost monthly. And that's how much time it takes for me to just be delicate. Taking my time is going to give me a nice ride later on. Right now she's sitting under 3 miles and just taking my time. Got a little over 2 miles on. It's about to hit 3 miles. Might as well say it's almost at 3 miles. Got 2 miles, 82, 2.82 miles. Oh yeah. I like to help you out with my headlight kit, dude. Trust me, you'll like it. Might need your help. Might need your address. Alright, bro, if I can find a way to give it to you, bro, I would definitely send you my address. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you, brother, for always viewing my videos and, commenting down and being positive, brother. You are very important here in this live, and I'm quite sure there's others behind you that does just the same as you when it comes to viewing my materialistic things with small engines. I appreciate y'all for real for tuning in though. Right now I'm just chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'll be right back. Hush, Ivy. I'm definitely about to get another mag rim for the front because I got a regular rim on the front right now. I gotta get a mag rim for the front. I had one, but it's broken on me. It didn't split in half or anything. It was with the axle. So I got rid of that. Probably could have fixed it. I just didn't have time. Do, 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 do. My little boy over here getting big. And I mean my little pit bull dog, he getting big, man. He a nice one. He's gonna grow up be real nice. No, Ivy. What y'all think about the motorized bicycles out there, man? Do y'all like them yourselves? Do y'all own one? You thinking about getting one? Do you think they worth having? Y'all can talk to me in the comments if you want to. I'd like to know what you guys think about them though, if you can. If you guys got one like I do, maybe you have something to say about them that's nice. Shout out to the motorized bicycle community out there around the world. Keep doing y'all thing, man. Any ladies out there with the motorized bicycle? I don't even think there's any YouTube videos with a female owning a motorized bicycle. But then again, I could be wrong. I just haven't ran into one yet. But I always see us fellas on one and admiring the work of ourselves and others. It's pretty cool. Hell yeah. It's pretty cool. Don't mind me. I'm off camera. What y'all think about the motorized bikes out there? I think they're better than scooters. You guys know what I mean, the scooters, the 49 cc's, the 50 cc scooters out there. They're more dangerous. You're more vulnerable to the road or anything, but they're still fun as long as you stay cautious and be aware of your surroundings on them. It's just as safe as a scooter. You got more time to not really hurt anything on a scooter than a motorized bicycle, but that's what the brakes are for. Being very careful, you know. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm not really used to going live, but I love going live about my motorized bicycles, you know what I mean? I really love just showing the world what I can do. And I know it's hard for others, and it's so easy for a lot of us all out there. And it used to be hard for me. Let me tell y'all, man. Give me 1 second right quick. Let me get this out of the way. Do, 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 do. I'm thinking about the old cartoon Doug right now. I'm probably gonna pour that up and watch some old episodes. Me testing the light on my ride, it works. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, brother. What you doing, Scar? Are you following me? You know why? Cause you my friend. That's why. I named my dog Scar just like Lion King. Some of you guys will ask me why. It's because he got bit in the face by his mother or his auntie, and I had to save him. And he had a scar left behind from that attack, and I named him Scar. Scar. Ain't that right, buddy? Much love, man. Much love. I got you. I got you, man. Oh, yeah. YD 100. What do you guys think about this build right here? Let me know. How's it looking? I mean, the chain is old, but I do have a new chain, but there's nothing wrong with this chain other than it being old and it's still usable, so I'm going to keep using this old chain before I need my new one. That saves me money for using the old one instead of the new one right now. Like, why use the old one if there's nothing wrong with the old one? Let's keep on using the old one. Oh, yeah. And she's sexy, too. She's just clean and brand new and beefy looking, but she got to ride like how I look, right? You know, I've been testing this thing out for like every 2 days. I let it sit and stay parked in the house for like 2 or 3 days, and I bring it back out, crank her up, let it idle, and take it for a ride up and down the road, half throttle. She does bog though, it does bog, and it gets on my nerves so bad, but you know, from what I can see online and reading all the vlogs and videos out there, they're saying that it's brand new and it's going to bog like that because it needs to seep the piston rings and all the moving parts, which I do understand and it makes sense. But you know, I done had engine kits where you can take out the box and it does not bog that bad as much as the YD100 does. I mean, I'm just saying, that's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Yeah. But I do like the mag rim. I gotta get another mag rim for the front. You know, but that's a good rim right there at least. But anything like that rim in the back would be, it would work, but it's just too fragile for all the moving around and all the pressure and speed bumps and unidentified potholes at the last minute. Just breaks them, splits them in half like paper. You know. But let's talk about this motorized bicycle, y'all. How many of y'all out there ride motorized bicycles today like I do? I normally ride these all winter and all summer long, you know. I normally get to the point where if I can add a basket to this thing, then it's a side gig job out there where I can just clock in on my phone and go make some money. And long as this engine can purr around the neighborhoods and, you know, get me there and here and, you know, pull up to a little food joint and take a break while the engine cool, while I fill up my stomach a little bit with some good food. Hey man, it's a good day while getting paid on these motorized bicycles. I like to put my mind to it and do it. And what would I use this particular motorized bicycle for? I would use it for transportation only. That's what I would use this particular motorized bicycle for. When I get done with it, it's going to have a new seat. It's going to have a new chain. Right now, it don't have a chain on the actual bicycle itself. The bicycle chain, not the motor chain, but the bicycle chain. Because the chain was too short for the rim to go all the way back. So I got the rim to go all the way back and readjust it for the tensioner to keep the chain in line for jumping off, as if I would have used the bike chain that is currently too short and putting the rim on, but it does not go all the way back, but I'm still able to cut some links out the chain and still put the tensioner on. It might be in a different spot other than where we see it currently. But I guess the fact that I came up with the idea to not use the regular bike chain and go ahead and push the rim all the way to the far back, then put the engine chain on, and then cut it down to the length size. That way I have all my movable adjustments when I need it or when it's needed at any given time. So with that being said, I'm not able to use the regular bike chain because I went ahead and pushed the rim all the way to the far back on the fork. And that's causing the original bike chain itself to be too short to use. So I'm going to order a new bicycle chain, and it's going to be longer than this chain, and I could cut that down to the length to go all the way back with the engine chain. You know? But I do know the cons of it's like a good thing and a bad thing. It's good that I can get both chains to go that far back on the rear fork. But the bad thing that could happen is if I need to adjust with the engine, it could throw off the bicycle chain because you really can't adjust it going forward, but only backwards. So if I need to adjust the engine chain to go forward on the fork, then that would be making the original bicycle chain too long to use or pedal around when needed for extra torque. You know. Oh yeah, it's hard for me to explain things, but I normally keep going where I can pretty much push the ideal of what I'm trying to say out there where it does make sense. But I do require a whole lot of talking to get it out there. Oh yeah. YD100, y'all, give it up for all the hard time and effort of putting this thing together. Now, this particular bicycle frame came with a 60cc, and I still have it. It still cranks, it still runs. It's just a 60cc. You know what I mean? It's a good engine, and what I'm gonna do with it is I'm gonna put a new cylinder body on it and find me another bicycle to convert that over to a 60cc ride. You know what I mean? When it comes to the motorized bicycle group. And I'm gonna sell that because I already have a motor that works, and it's not gonna cost me much to get everything else going. You can find the bicycles, but it's hard to put up, the investing money for another engine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If we can just get that over there, the muffler, and change it to an expansion pack, we'll definitely get more acceleration and more top end speed out of this thing. And that's the day I'm waiting on. Did you see the light working, man? Oh yeah, the light works. If Are you talking about my bike? It works for real. I'm better than China by far. I, hey man, more power. I believe you probably are. I got a couple more things to do to this bicycle, man. I might even start to repaint this thing in the all black phase. You know, I might go all black with it, or black and white, or black and gray, two-tone. You know, I haven't made up my mind yet, but I'm gonna get all the other important and electronic things out the way. You know, I still gotta hook up the wiring harness for all the auxiliary that I'm gonna turn on and off with my switches on the handlebars. You know, I'm all about my electronics on my bicycles. If I'm able to get around and get to location, I'm gonna need my lights for a nighttime ride, and I'm gonna need my fan to kick on and off on its own. See, I got everything what I'm gonna do to this bike planned and thought. It's thought it out, you know. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get me a thermal reader that's gonna cut on and off with the engine getting hot, and that fan is gonna cut on with that thermal reader reaching its temperature, and that fan would cool the motor off. Once it get to a certain temperature, as it cools down, it would cut off on its own, and as it heat back up, it would cut back on its own. You know what I mean? And even though that's just a whole lot of extras of something I may not need or it doesn't need, it's just something I like to see. I like to see things working. I like to hear other things doing its job, you know. I just like hooking things up. You know, I like hooking up technometers and speedometers and odometers, and you know, I like doing things like that. I like putting neon lights on them. Like on my other bicycle, I have a horse emblem of a Mustang horse, whatever. The horse just represent strength and speed and heart. To me, in my mind, it does, and it's being lit up on the road when I'm driving at night, and it's something nice to see, especially when you park. I don't know, man. It's just my little thoughts and my imagination I bring to life. Yeah, you can get them dirty cheap. Temp Central for a fan. Yeah, they're cheap, but the cheap ones that cost about $6 and $7 and maybe $10. They not rated for high temperatures, but they do work. But I found one that's like way thicker for like engine blocks of a car, and I'm gonna put that on the side of the casing of this engine. And when it gets up to a certain temperature, it might cut on at 75 degrees. It might cut on at 100 degrees. I think the engines right here gets up to like probably 300 and 500 degrees maximum temperature, you know. And I'm just looking for it to cool it down at a faster pace. Like if I was to ride out 12 miles and I get to my destination 12 miles later at my destination, and I turn the engine off, and whatever I needed to do that was 12 miles away from my home, when I get there, that engine is going to cool down that engine head fast enough for me to get back to my home 12 miles later without waiting 15 and 20 minutes for the engine to cool down and then get back on the bike and ride 12 miles back, you know. I like things to be a little bit fast on cooling. However that sounds, I hope it makes sense. Smart. Hell yeah, man. You know what I mean? We all do different things to our motorized engines out there. And this is what I do to mine. Oh yeah. You know, I might throw another fan in front of it. You know, one on the top and one on the front where it's just aiming at the exhaust port. You know, just to do it. Just, I got plenty of room for another one. And I got plenty of battery power when I get done. And I've been looking on eBay. I don't have the actual battery setup yet that I'm going to put on this bicycle, but it's plenty of 12-volt battery setups you can put on to your motorized bicycle anywhere that you can fit them. And I'm just being kind of particular. I'm being kind of picky, particular about what kind of battery setup I'm going to put onto this bicycle. Because I can just buy a 12-volt battery setup where I can use my auxiliary, but then again, 1 hour and 2 hours later is to the dead side. So I'm looking for a battery where I can get at least 8 and 10 hours runtime. or a minimum 6 hours, 5 hours runtime. Anything more than 2 hours, like literally anything that's more than 2 hours is good for me, but nothing less than 2 hours. So I need a minimum 2 hours and a maximum 6 hours of runtime, you know? But anything over 1 hour is decent, it's okay, because 2 hours on the road, you should be able to make your way home, you know? And I'm talking about nighttime riding, you know? So I want to be able to run my lights, and I want to be able to run my 12-volt fan. And the type of battery what I'm going to get for these auxiliaries to work, and it's just two right now before I get my tail light to go in the back, and then it'll be three. It'll be a headlight, fan, and tail light, and whatever I hook up extra will just be extra energy I'm burning or using from the battery, such as a neon light with an emblem on it with a horse on the ground. I like stuff like that, you know. And I just go on eBay and purchase like a Mustang door emblem, a LED door emblem. When you open up the Mustang driver door or passenger side door, and it just put the LED light on the ground, and it shows a picture of the Mustang emblem. But I'm gonna get an emblem of a horse to put on the bottom of the bike and just light it up at night when it's parked and just chill with it, you know? Something to do and something to look at before my next ride out. Oh yeah. I know some of you guys are listening to some of my ideas. Hey, some of this stuff I'm saying might not go into consideration for others out there, but hey, then again, it's something nice to hear. Somebody might take it into consideration and do for their bicycle. I don't know, but if you do, I'm glad that I can speak up on something that's nice for you to do and take into consideration that you done heard on this live video. Man, I cannot wait till that exhaust get here, man. When that exhaust get here, I'm gonna be on time to hook this thing up as quickly as possible. Right now, I'm just chilling and looking at it and thinking about the next auxiliary I'm gonna put on it. Right now, like I said, I got a fan and I got a headlight. The headlight is pretty bright. I can ride this thing at night. That's one thing about having bright lights to ride at night, because there's people on the road and they really cannot see people on their bicycles until the last minute, and you do not want to be riding around with no light where somebody cannot see you until the last minute. It's pretty much too late at that point, but miracles do happen. Miracles do happen, y'all. You know what I mean? So I don't wish anything bad on anyone that's on a motorized bicycle, but only to be safe. I wish for all you guys out there to be safe. You know, I ended up in the hospital 2 years ago for stubbing my toe. It's one of the worst feelings. You would think you broke your toe, but it's really just sprung bad where you can't move it, and it hurts in every direction. You cannot put pressure on it. I ended up being in the hospital for like 12 hours, y'all. That's something I don't want to go back to. For sure, for sure. Oh, yeah. So we definitely gonna get another video going. I would like to start putting up more videos about the motorized bicycles we got going here. And I have my brother as well building into his motorized bicycle. He have an 80cc, and it has a nice head on it, and it has very, very good power, and it's very torquey. I was just riding the thing earlier, and it's just very, very quick on its little acceleration. I love the way it outputs power. Something nice to just enjoy for the moment. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love these things, man. It's not only that they're fun, it just becomes part of you. You know, it's like you're linked to it. It's like you're bonded with it, you know? Hell yeah, man. Do y'all want to hear it run? I'll start it up. That's up to y'all though. I'll start it up if y'all want to hear it run. But if y'all don't want to hear it run, it's okay. You guys don't have to put nothing in the comments. I'm just chilling and talking about how good of a project this thing has become, and it's just something nice to have, man. Not only that I own it, but I can just ride this thing around town and get around. Oh yeah. My dog like to stick by my side. That's a good thing. Getting all tired. You tired, Scar? You getting tired, buddy? Let me put you back on the chain, man. Rocking with the 36 tooth sprocket. Before I had this bike, it had a 42 or maybe a 40, but I took that off and brung it down to a 36 for more top end. But it was nothing wrong with the 40 that was on there. But the 36 is what I prefer when it comes to these machines on a bicycle. It's all about getting out of the way when you need it, using the power when you need it of what it has to put out. I love it, man. And not only that, it's on a light frame. It's on a Huffy cranbrook. The fact that it's on a Huffy cranbrook is very light, and it does not take a whole lot of power to move these things. They're very decent to acceleration. Not only about how much you weigh or how light you are, but these things, or it's the fact that it's sitting on a light frame, it benefits on the output power when it comes to acceleration. These things get up the hill to 20 miles per hour in no time. Oh yeah. And yes, I do have a car, and then I drive a secondary. The bicycle would be my secondary. So it's nothing wrong with having a car, and it's nothing wrong with having a motorized bicycle. You can have a car and you can have a motorized bicycle. There's a lot of people that I don't run into. Why would I have this motorized bicycle when I have a car? And then I'd be like, I have a car too. I'm just on this, you know. I'm saving gas. My car is like 10 miles back at home. I'm chilling, man. I have fun on the thing, man. Just riding around. I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been on the highway too, going about 55 straight. 55 straight. You know, 45 minimum. Not this bike. I'm talking about my old bike back in the day. You know, I done sold that bike, man, because times got hard. I miss it. They're nice though, and guess what was on it? It was a YD100. It was a YD100, and it ran better than this one when it came out the box. But I'm going to take my time with this one. I'm definitely going to take my time with this one, because if it takes that break time period to come into play, then I'm gonna be patient for it. I got probably one more gas tank to fill up, but I came across an article where they say you got to use 16 to 1 for the break-in period on the YD100. I'm not sure if that's the same thing for any other engine kit out there, but they say particularly for the YD100 for what I've been reading on. Crazy. That's a lot of oil. 16 to 1. Too much oil. How y'all doing out there? This your boy Yo Monk. Y'all can check out my songs. They're old songs now considered, but I took my time on my phone and made those songs one by one. They're not the best, but you know, you can definitely hear something different out there that's not on the radio, and that's one of them. Let's go. 10th sensor for fan. Yeah, I got a headlight on the front. I don't have a tail light though. I need me a tail light. What's up, Rebels Clip 2025? Shit, I'm tired, y'all. I'm just sitting down chilling right now. I've been standing up all day. I've been moving around all day. I'm just trying to sit down for a minute. And them legs hurt. But I got some work to do to this bicycle. It's been in a wreck too from the last owner. I mean, the gas tank got a dent in it, and the steering wheel or the handlebar is going to the right. You know, but it ride good. It ride smooth. And the best part about it, the chain don't jump off. That's the best part about any motorized bicycle. The chain does not jump off, no matter how far you ride. I already tested out. I just took my time and floated around town. I don't know, for about 40 minutes. 40 minutes tops. And the chain never jumped off. I mean, I went up the road, around the corner, and down the road, made some rights and made some left, kept straight, made another right, made another left, made a left again, kept straight. Ended up on the back road, kept straight for about 10 minutes, made a left, made another left about 2 minutes down the road, and came down a very long road for about maybe another 10 minutes, and then ended up back in the neighborhood about 15 minutes later. I mean, yeah, maybe it was a good ride. Yeah. But the thing about that ride, it made it all the way back to where it's at right now without jumping off the chain. And that's always a good thing. That means you did good with that chain hookup to the frame. That goes for me and you and whoever else out there with a motorized bicycle. Good job. Good job. That's the main thing that gets you around. Say goodbye to that pipe. That pipe is no good, y'all. Don't use it. I mean, you can use it, but it's just so restrictive on airflow. Throws everything off. I don't even think it's good to use out the box. It's just, it could be used for a display to hang up on the wall. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I appreciate the likes, though. Thank y'all very much. For real, though. I'm going to be doing more videos, y'all, on the motorized bicycle. You're going to see more of this video right here, or more like this video right here, of this particular motorized bicycle. And I'd like for you guys to be right here and join me for the time I'm live, or the time you guys have to be in this live, to watch what I got going on next on this bicycle. I got a lot of work to do for real, other than what it looks like. I got a chain to hook up, and I had to do some work for the back tire to fit on there, because it is a wide tire and it was scraping against the frame and heating up. I mean, it got up to temperature, but it did not bust the tire, thank God. It did not bust that tire. But the whole tire got hot on one side, and the frame in the back got hot, like really hot to the touch. And I was trying to figure out why couldn't I get the tire to be centered. It wants to go to the far right side, but not to the center, or anywhere near the left side of the bike. Come find out, whoever had this bike before me had a bad accident, and they must have fallen real hard on the right side of the bike and bent the fork in the back. Like they landed on the right side of the bike and it hurted the fork. It like pushed it in. So it got a little bit of damage. Like pretty much if it had insurance on this thing, they would label it as total. But I was able to put like a wind up jack in between the forks of this bicycle. Like I put it in between and locked it in there. And I used a socket, a size 17 socket, 18 socket. And I just wind on that thing real slow and push the frame back out. I just wind on it real slow so I won't break the welds on it. And it pushed that bend right back out. But here's the thing, it worked, but it's not in good condition. So the fact that I got a fat tire on the back of this frame and it's still bent, but it's pushed back out to where I can use the tire freely, and the bike feels very free, like it's floating on butter, like you're sliding down a steep hill and it's nothing but cooking oil all the way to the end. You cannot slow the freak down without brakes. It's that much free spin on that rear tire right now. It's very free. And what I want to do is get the original bike chain to fit around that tire and the frame of the bike correctly. And the fact that the tire is a little bit too fat and the frame is a little bit bent, it might be hitting the chain that I got ordered off of eBay for a replacement. I might have a problem with that. And I might go live for you guys to witness this problem that I'm going to see later on once I get that chain. So that will be new content for you guys to see what's going to happen later on this particular bicycle. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, I'm just trying to think of some things for you guys to view on. I'm not really a big content creator, but this is me trying to put content out there when it comes to me working on a motorized bicycle. If you guys like content like this is a start where you can smash that like button for me trying my best when it comes to content like this. I appreciate y'all and the likes that I have this far. I really do, for real, man. I don't know what I'm doing, but guess what? I'm doing it right now. And I hope you guys like what I'm doing. We all doing it. I'll be right back. Appreciate you guys on the views.